Mm. Hey.
Yeah.
Nah, bro, Gio cooked with that one, bro. Gio
OD,
cooked.
OD.
Man, bro, the thing I love about Gio too, bro, he's always making a beat, showing me the beat, and then mixing it a little bit and coming up to me next day and being like, "Does this sound better like this?" I'm like, bro,
It sounded fire the
it was
first
good
time.
the first time.
That's real. That's real as
Yeah,
fuck.
man.
So okay. So that was Gio, you,
Yeah,
Hooper,
yeah. Gio beat me, Hooper, and Jacob
and
Torres,
Jacob.
my homie who I run VV with.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and he's a singer, bro.
I know, I know.
He got like the I would honestly compare his range to kind of like a Daniel Caesar. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Because he can
Yeah,
really get up there.
yeah.
He really
Interesting.
can, bro. Yeah,
Okay.
he's got a great voice.
Does he have released music?
He does not have released music.
No,
No,
not yet.
no. He got a little EP with Griffin, Mr. Louis
Okay.
LaFlamme.
Yeah, Louis
That shit is
LaFlamme.
fucking sick, bro. That shit,
Dude,
man.
he's a
Can I
great.
swear? Like, can I
Nah,
swear?
bro,
You know
it's
what I'm saying?
free
I'm just
free range, bro.
trying to be polite. You feel me?
It's up to you. Your mom's gonna see this.
Oh man, come on. I'm sorry, mom. Hey, nah, she knows I'm a bad person, bro. Come on.
Oh man. Okay, so all right, you just mentioned. I think it's a good place to start with
Yeah.
Vivid Visions.
Yes, sir.
So I went to the second meeting.
Mm-hmm.
But for those of people that are watching that don't know, you want to give us a little rundown of what that is and maybe your involvement in it specifically.
Absolutely, bro. So I'll lead with my involvement with it, which is that Vivid Vision is my fucking sorry, mom, child, bro. I
Yeah.
swear to God, like I care about this shit more than anything in the world, and so does Jacob.
Mhm.
And the point of it is to have an organized structure through which we can leverage the community that we have,
Mhm.
right? It was inspired largely by the songwriting and production club
Mm.
that we have at UMass. You know what I'm saying? We're all really tight knit over there, and it's a big variety of music.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, absolutely.
Real
Yeah.
variety.
Yeah.
We kind of wanted a home for that, and goal being put on multidisciplinary events, get these different types of artists in one place. Also with some visual aspects as well. You know what I'm saying? Get people like Sappa out there, get people
Mhm.
like Jimmy. So I'm looking forward to that next year. And yeah, it's a registered 501c3 nonprofit.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so donations are tax deductible, and I'm just donations are tax deductible. You know what I'm saying? You donate 100, get 40 back at the end of the year. I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. But yeah, man. I care so much about it, and we're just trying to put the artist on a pedestal that deserves to be up there.
So when did this idea like first come to fruition?
That's a good question. So the first time we really discussed having like a record label was really the first idea. Um, Back in probably like November 2023 or
Okay.
December 2023. Um, and at first we were kind of disorganized with it. We had like a group of like 8 or 9 of us that were kind of running it, and it wasn't really coming off the ground like we really needed it to. So yeah, eventually, some time went by, and Jacob and I really put the work into rebooting it, and actually making it something other than just an entity that exists. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of lying dormant. And that was really towards the beginning of this academic school year. So like
Okay.
September, October. And yeah, that was when we really started making plans, started putting shit together, advertising it a little bit.
Sweet. And what's the like long-term goal with this? Are you going to keep it going after you graduate from UMass, or do you want it to stay here, or what's the idea?
Yeah, so long term, I'm thinking first and foremost, I want UMass to kind of be the epicenter of it for a little while. You know what I'm saying? I want Amherst to be the home for a little while. And the big thing with that is making sure the freshmen and the sophomores, the kind of younger people that we work with, are really on board with it, and can carry through that company culture, and keep it going. But long term with the brand itself, I'm looking for satellites in Boston, man. I want to be in Atlanta. I want to be in LA. I want to be all over the place with this shit, bro. And you know, uh, that's actually already in the works a little bit.
Sweet.
Yeah, so we're doing our best. Boston's definitely the first move,
Yeah.
away from West Mass, though.
Okay, word.
Yeah.
And so like if someone were to like want to get involved, right? Let's say some random artist hears about Vivid Visions. What's what is the steps in which that they need the steps they need to take to get involved on any level, whether they're a musical artist or a visual artist or they just want to get in maybe on the business side of things.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So there are a couple different avenues for that.
Mhm.
First and foremost is our website,
Okay.
vividvisioncollective.com.
Yeah.
And we have a spot at the end of that where you can put in a drive for your portfolio, whatever your artistic portfolio is. You can talk a little bit about what you like to do.
Hmm.
And also a big component of kind of the system we have going is that, everybody's really in it because they have a creative pursuit, because they love the art, right?
Yeah.
But everybody also takes on a legislative role, whether it's event planning, whether it's fundraising. And, everybody really has responsibilities outside of just the creative stuff that they'd like to get into. So every time I do onboard somebody and every time Jacob and I, go through the whole process with them, we establish exactly what skills are people trying to leverage beyond just the creative pursuit.
Mm.
So yeah, I would say website and also hit up our Instagram, Vivid Vision Collective,
Word.
or V Vision Collective, excuse me. And yeah, man.
Sweet. So the thing that's always challenging for me with like being in some type of collective of that manner is well, I think first of all, I think it's really important what you guys are doing. I think it's not that many artists are that familiar with the business side of the music industry, and it's getting more and more important to be on top of that stuff, especially with the so much music being released by so many people nowadays,
Absolutely.
and the availability to release music very easily.
Yeah.
Um, but I think oftentimes when an artist gets into the business side of things, there is like a disconnect from the actual creative side, or like they feel like they're worried too much about it to the point where it's affecting their art.
Mm-hmm.
So do you have like, curious what you think about how or what your process would be in terms of when's the good time to start considering the promotion and the rollout and like the business side of the music, and when it's more important just to focus on the music.
Yeah, that's first of all, like that's the realist experience.
Hmm.
Like that, I
Hmm.
think everybody who makes an art can relate to that.
Yeah, yeah.
And I've often found myself at times in my life like not making any art at all, just because I feel like there's so many layers after that
Hmm.
that you kind of have to deal with, and like not knowing how to go about that is really kind of difficult.
Mm.
So I mean, in terms of Vivid Vision's application to that, the whole point of it, apart from leveraging the community, apart from nonprofit, whatever, is the fact that we can kind of separate the artist from that a little bit. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? I say everybody has a legislative role and
Mm.
everybody has stuff that they're assigned to, um, but we really will kind of let people know when it's time to lock in on some legislative shit and when
Mm.
it's time to just stay, create. So we'll have like group studio sessions where
Mm.
we're all together kind of cooking. I'll just book out the studio on campus for like hours.
That's a nice studio too.
Dude, it's yeah,
Like underrated spot. If you go to UMass, there's a beautiful recording studio in the library.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
No, not in the
Oh,
library. It's in
the
the Fine Arts
the Fine
Center.
Arts Center.
Yeah,
Sorry, yeah.
yeah.
There is one in the library, or like a studio space in the
Yes,
library as
yes, the
well.
digital
Yeah.
media
Yeah,
lab. It's in
yeah.
the basement. So
Mm.
yeah, there are a few different options at UMass, but we
Mm.
definitely lucked out with this space, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, yeah.
I think the thing that's so interesting to me, I think once you get into the mindset of how are people going to receive this music, or what the promo rollout for this music is, I feel like once that process starts, um, the actual creating of the music gets hindered
Mm.
immediately, because
Yeah,
now you're not making it for yourself anymore. You're considering other people's expectations or understandings of what it is. So I always encourage people to like, I think music should be a process that is for the artist,
hmm,
or any creation of art, in my opinion, is like it's a creative outlet. So you should try to keep it for yourself until you get to a point where you're happy with it, and then kind of once it's more fully developed, that's when you start um,
absolutely.
considering all the other bullshit that goes
Yeah, yeah.
along
You
with
gotta have a
releasing
good
music.
relationship with your own shit
Yeah, yeah,
before
absolutely.
before other people
Yeah,
can buy
yeah,
into it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I always like, I think it's a hard thing because, like we said, like it's important to be able to promote your music well, and to know like, oh, this is where I go to like upload my songs, and this is how I get my royalties, and like all the here are the necessary paperwork I need to have if I have like a lease beat, all that stuff.
Exactly.
Definitely important.
Yeah.
But I think oftentimes when I see people like more and more worried about that, it hinders their ability to make good art and good music.
Yeah.
So I would just say to you, I would urge your collective to, like, I think it's important, again, like, to have that business side of things, but when people are making music or making art, to kind of disconnect those two things for the time being, so that it's purely uh, like soulful and loving relationship with the creative
Yeah.
process.
Yeah, dude. And
Yeah.
I will share one thing that I'm super excited about is we do have a little creative getaway that we're going on, and
Sick. Hell yeah.
it's gonna last like 4 or 5 days.
Okay, fire.
And yeah, we like rented out this spot, and I think it's in East Hampton actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And it's like a venue in and of itself, but it also, I don't even know, it also has like bedrooms and shit. Like,
That sounds sick.
yeah, bro. To be honest, I didn't like choose the place. I was like creative getaway, bro.
I'm there. Yeah,
Venmo. You know what I'm saying? Like I got
Wait,
you.
so who is it? Like the whole Vivid or a bunch of people from Vivid
Yeah, it's
Visions,
like
or
a bunch of
songwriting
people
and
from
production?
Division. Yeah.
Okay.
And as you know, there's like a huge crossover.
Yeah.
In those populations.
Yeah.
So,
And when is that?
that's the day right after I graduate. Yeah. Yeah. So it's gonna be like that
Oh
week.
yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Bro, congratulations
Thank you,
again, by
man.
the way.
Thank you,
That's
man.
really amazing.
Bro, it feels so weird.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you'll still be here for another year though. Yeah. So
Yeah.
not completely change of lane quite yet, but still a great accomplishment. So
Absolutely,
you should be
dude.
proud. Okay, we haven't done this yet, but here we Add the Kid.
Yeah.
Don't play with the boy. Don't play with the
him.
kid.
Don't play with him.
Yeah. Where are you from?
I'm from Easton, Massachusetts.
Easton, Mass.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so we still got Massachusetts in the house.
Yes, sir. Always, bro.
Always.
South Shore.
And so I'm curious to learn a little bit about your relationship with music and how you started, because I know when I first heard of you, I heard of you as a producer because you make some really fire beats.
Thank you, bro.
But then I also knew you rapped, and I knew you were getting involved with like songwriting and production and Vivid Visions. So yeah, how did you get into music originally?
Yeah, bro. So where do I start? So first of all, my dad, shout out Pappy. If you watching this, man, shout out Pappy, bro. All this guy does is play guitar, bro.
Really?
All he does
Really?
is play guitar.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying, bro? I get home from school, bro. He like just got home from work or whatever. He's sitting on the couch playing guitar. I'm like, oh, Pappy, how was your day? He's like,
That's a vibe, bro.
You feel
That's
me?
a
I'm
vibe.
like, oh, all right.
Word,
I'm like, shit,
word.
all right.
Hell yeah.
I'm like, you need water? You need shit. You know what I'm saying? He's cooking, bro. Just let him
Hell
cook.
yeah.
Let him
Hell
cook.
yeah.
Let him cook, bro. So yeah, he's really the biggest like inspiration in terms of work ethic with music. You know, in terms of my own experience, I played violin first
Really?
and foremost. Actually, yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, dude. I played violin from 4th grade up until 9th grade. I didn't really love the orchestra setting.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, just like the culture of it at my school. Not anything like bad in particular. It just didn't really appeal to me at the time. So I dropped it at that point. And then, I didn't really do too much with music between then and when COVID hit. But then when COVID hit, was the turning point for me. I was 16 years old.
Damn.
Yeah, dude.
Youngin.
Yeah, bro. I was 16 years old when COVID hit. I'm 21 now. That shit was 5 years.
Yeah, bro.
Crazy. But anyways, yeah. So I remember it was June 1st, 2020. I purchased Logic, and bro, my ass just watched like back to back like 2.5 hour how tos.
Yeah.
On like all the buttons and stuff.
Yeah.
I got my notebook.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm like, oh, I could press the help button and just, all right, but you know what I'm saying? Like, and then from there, it's just figuring out as I go, But I
so you started making beats then?
I started making beats then, yeah. And that's why when I came into school, I always kind of advertised myself as like a producer by trade, you know what I'm saying? Because that was like really what I was into the most. Now I kind of like got my thumb in a few different pies or whatever.
Settle down.
Is that the same?
No,
Thumb and
not at all.
bottom?
I've never heard that before
Really?
in my
It
life.
might. I think it is.
I've got
Is that a saying?
no.
Bro, that's definitely a
hand
saying, bro.
is hand in a few different baskets. Is that? I swear.
Nah, don't nobody say that. Yo, bro. Oh my God, bro. This is crazy. This one girl who's in my research group. Sorry for the tangent, but
Yeah.
she used the phrase bubblegum and chicken wire to me. She said that to me.
Bubblegum
Bubblegum and chicken wire, as in like
what was the context?
like a structure that is like weakly constructed.
Oh, so like that's some bubblegum and chicken
That's
wire.
like bubblegum and chicken wire. I was
It's
like,
kind of tough.
oh my God,
It's kind of tough.
bro.
I kind of fuck with that.
Yeah.
I kind of fuck with that.
Bro, I was like, oh my God, there's no way this is actually a
Oh
phrase.
my God, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
So
But,
wait, so when you were first making beats, did you have were you making them to rap on them, or you were just like I like making beats?
I just like making beats, bro.
Okay.
And I'll tell you where the real inspiration came from with the beats, right?
Mhm.
Is because I always loved dancing. You know what I'm saying? Like my
Bro.
whole life, I love dancing.
Bro, every single function I see you at, bro, people are come up to me like, yo, who's the guy that's busting it down, like actually killing the dance
Really?
floor? And like every single time you're at a function I'm there, everyone's like, bro, who's the guy with the good dance moves?
Oh man,
For real.
Oh,
For real.
that's
You're
nice.
well known as a good dancer.
That is
for
nice
sure.
to hear.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just moving, but
Hell yeah.
yeah, you know, I always liked dancing. When I was 14 years old, I guess this is like the main thing I was doing with music when I was like 14, 15 was I was like watching Ayo and Teo doing their dance videos, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bro, and I would like screen record them and I would slow it down. Like, how they do that? I'm like watching the footwork. They're like doing all this crazy shit. You know what
You
I'm
try
saying?
it in the
Yeah,
front of the
bro,
mirror
yeah. No, I
type
tried
shit.
in the mirror.
Yeah.
Practiced for like some hours.
That's
Bro, I'll be
hype.
doing like the toe spins and shit.
Fire.
Yeah, all
Fire.
that. So like as it applies to beats, you know, you when you're doing the hip hop dance, you're like dancing to different parts of the beat.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like the hi-hats here, you're like
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Or like the bass line comes in. Like, bro, there was always hitting the folks back then.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
Bro,
Oh my God.
2016, you could get so hype in there.
Or people would throw it up in the
You
middle.
You remember the whoa? He was like,
Yeah.
So yeah, so you know, I kind of grew an appreciation for the instrumentals through that.
Okay. I'm a little older. I was around for the Quan and
Oh,
the
man.
pin drop.
Yeah.
I don't know if you
Yo,
remember the pin.
bro, of course I
That
know
was
the
my
pin drop.
shit, bro.
That's
Yeah.
hard to do.
No, it is, bro. I can't do it anymore, but I used to be hitting that shit
Bro,
back
you
in
definitely
the day.
could.
I
can
was
see
hitting
your
that
ass
shit
doing
back
that.
in the day for sure.
Man, yeah.
Bro, why am I saying back in the day? I'm 23 years old. What the fuck is
Old
this?
ass
Oh,
motherfucker.
bro. I was watching a different interview I was doing, and we were both like, yeah, back in the day, I was like, bro, what the fuck? We're still mad young.
Y'all in your
We're still
early
mad.
20s,
Yeah,
bro.
literally,
Come on.
literally. But it does feel like that. I would be that you mentioned. I think almost every single person that I've had a conversation with so far has had COVID be a major either inspiration to start music or like a re-spark. So that would be a really interesting thing to like do a documentary on. Is like,
Yeah, man.
what is the correlation between people making music and the start of this like major change in the world?
Yeah, like a case study.
Yeah.
Something along
Yeah.
those lines.
'Cause
That'd be cool in an academic setting too.
I'm hip.
You
That's
know?
what I'm saying. Okay, so you started as a producer, and what was your what was the first types of beats you were making?
Oh, good question.
Yeah.
Good question. Shit, I don't even know to
No?
be honest, man. It was definitely like sound selection wise, like bro, I just want to throw some 808s
Yeah,
on some
yeah.
stuff.
I
You know what
I
I'm saying? I
figured.
just wanted to like
Yeah.
throw that Zay 808, that Spins 808,
Mhm.
and some like
Okay.
you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it'd be like some kind of basic, kind of trappy stuff was like where it all started from.
You got any like old songs you have released
Oh
on SoundCloud?
yeah, dude, yeah. So
Throw it up.
yeah,
throw it up
wait.
there.
Let me see what I do have because my SoundCloud subscription that I don't pay anymore means that I lost access to like a bunch.
You
of
can't like
shit.
look up your. Really?
Nah, it's all gone because you know, you only get a certain amount of storage.
Yeah.
Like by way of SoundCloud.
Yeah.
So you know, they're all in files on my hard drive, but yeah, I'm missing out on a lot of stuff. But we'll see what I have, bro. Do I have any really old shit? it sucks because the old shit is all like what got cut off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like it's kind of tough.
As long as you still have them somewhere, though.
Yeah, I do have them somewhere,
yeah.
man. I don't know. The oldest beats that I got on here are beats that I made like freshman year.
Let's hear it.
probably.
Let's hear something. Give me something.
Bet.
Is this just a beat?
Yeah, it's just a
rapping?
beat, just a
Okay.
beat, just a
Okay.
beat. Bro, look at the cover.
What the fuck? Oh, I was not expecting this. This is tough.
Play that shit again.
This is in the pocket. At this point, were you like sending beats to people, like, yo, rap on my shit, or
Bro, not even.
no?
Nah, not even.
You were
man.
just making beats.
Nah, I was making beats. I would like get in the studio with people here and there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was a little nervous, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
This is all on Logic, right? You said
Yeah.
Logic.
Yeah.
So who was the first person you actually like got to rap on one of your beats then?
It was my boy Jonah, bro. Shout
Wait,
out
turn it
Excellence,
down a
bro.
little bit.
Sorry. Yeah. Bro, it's my boy Jonah, man.
Jonah, is
Yeah,
he
bro.
from UMass? He
Yeah,
goes to UMass.
He's from UMass. He had this song called "Kill Confirmed."
Kill Confirmed.
That he wanted me on. So
No, but it wasn't your beat, or was your beat?
it was not my beat.
I'm saying, who was the first rapper that rapped on one of your beats?
Ooh. Probably Hooper.
Really?
Probably Hooper, yeah. I don't know what song it would have been.
Mhm.
Me and Hooper got a lot of like random shit. That's
Yeah,
just kinda,
yeah.
like out there.
Well, I remember when I was first starting the ciphers too. I reached out to you, or maybe Adam. I think Adam reached out to you
Yeah.
and was like, "Yo, I know you got a big ass catalog of beats in the back, so you sent over some, and we ended up using a bunch for the ciphers, and then dude, the South song, no.
Oh
like, bro.
yeah. You know what? I made that beat on FL actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
shit. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a banger though.
Bro, I appreciate that.
Big dog shit when I walk through.
Sure about a bitch, bro.
What you going through? Yeah. Still on bit like
Shout out
Rollo.
South, bro. Shout
Joey
out-
on me,
shout
and I'm
out
keeping
South,
it hollow. 413 big guacho. Straight from the block, and I'm chilling with the vatos. So you got cheese but a nacho, hoes. Wanna be on that?
Bro, I remember seeing a music video for that.
Yeah,
shit.
bro. I put that in a vlog too, our extravaganza vlog. I put that shit because I had a compilation of all the dogs that were there.
Yeah.
So I put that over like all these like cute ass dogs.
Big dog
shit when I walk through. Yeah.
Bro, it's funny too because I didn't even know he was making that song,
Really?
and then he just hit me with like the finished song like 2 days before he dropped it. I was
Really?
like, all right.
How did he get the beat?
He actually got it from. I think I sent it
From the
for the
for the cipher?
Yeah, I think I sent it for the cipher.
I never sent him nothing though.
Nah.
No, I wasn't sending out. If people sent me a beat, I'm not sending it to nobody.
Yeah, no.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. Bro.
Well, maybe you got it from Adam. Or...
Yeah, bro. And to be honest, like especially a couple years ago, you know, given the fact that like I really just care about people making music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not really trying to be stingy.
Mm-hmm.
So like I would just give whoever my beat.
Yeah.
I didn't really care.
You haven't sold any beats?
No, I have sold.
You
beats.
have?
I have sold beats. Yeah.
Do you do it online, or is it?
I usually do it in person, like with people.
Mhm.
And like when I do sell a beat, it's usually like mixed with a studio session.
Okay.
So I'll just like shove a beat and an engineering session kind of in one package.
Word.
And then throw it together like that. Yeah. But you know, a lot of freelance work, bro. You know, I'm just going out here engineering.
Yeah.
I'm just doing what I love.
Are you you know how to mix and master as well?
Yeah.
Did you learn from like yourself, like tutorials online, like same way you did production?
I learned from Griffin.
From Griffin?
From Griffin, yeah.
Shout out Louis LaFlamme.
Shout out Louis LaFlamme, bro.
Yeah.
He's always doing that, bro. He's like,
no, it looks so goofy coming from him, though.
Bro,
Like...
yo, if you know Griffin, bro, Griffin, shout out to you, man, because you make that shit look cooler than anybody I've ever seen in my life, man. Double L.
Yeah. Okay, all right. So, production wise, and then like, when did you start rapping then?
I mean, I've been freestyling since I was like in high school.
Hmm.
I would actually in middle school, I would always freestyle with my homies. Um, and they were always like, "Oh, you should rap. Like, oh, you should do this. You'd be mad good." I'm like, "Gosh, all right." I'm like, "All right, I guess."
I'm entertained.
Yeah,
Entertained.
you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying. So I guess the first rap song I made, had to have been like freshman year of college,
yeah.
probably.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And how were you like freestyling to the mic, or were you like writing bars, or like what?
A lot of
A lot of
freestyling. A lot of
freestyling?
freestyling, yeah. Yeah. And
Okay.
I'll like freestyle something, it'll be like kinda off. And then I'll be like, okay, I can work with this structure and then let me just kinda write it, make it a little more clever, kind of
Okay.
tie it in for
Yeah, yeah,
yourself a
yeah.
little bit more. And also what I'll do a lot of the time when I make rap songs is I'll just make the beat with the rap. So
Mm.
sometimes I'll rap first and literally
Okay.
just record a flow and
Yeah.
then like make a beat around it.
That's sick.
Yeah, yeah,
That's sick.
yeah,
That's a big perk of being a producer and
yeah.
a rapper. That's nice.
It's super fun.
And so I know we mentioned this. I was pulling out my notebook to show you a list I had, and you said you also like physical, like
Oh yeah.
writing in
Oh yeah.
notebooks.
Yeah.
So do you have like lyric notebooks
Oh
or
yeah.
yeah, a
Yeah,
lot of them?
definitely.
Hell yeah.
Definitely.
Keep those forever, bro. That's
For
a
sure,
good
bro.
ass memory.
For sure.
I found some like notebook from like 6 years ago, like the first notebook I was writing rhymes in, and I was looking back, I was like, wow, this is terrible.
This shit
But
ass.
it's still it's like cool to see like the evolution, you
Yeah,
know?
bro, and shit, sorry, I have a hair in my mouth. Ugh. Bro, this is what happens when it's humid out. My shit's just like all over the place.
Yeah, you got frizzy
Yo,
ass.
do
Man.
not look at my bro. Photoshop some
I
like
got.
throw some like mad nice curls on it
Wait,
right
wait, wait,
here.
wait,
Right here.
stay still ready. Damn,
Hell
bro.
yeah, hell yeah. We
Damn,
looking good,
looking
right?
clean.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Nah, but shit, what were we talking about?
The notebooks.
Yeah,
I
dude.
feel like that's like a lost art. Like people are all on their phone now, or like taking notes on like their computer or
hmm
whatever. Something that's really nice about physical. Are you a pen or a pencil guy?
With my like to-do lists and stuff, it's pencil.
Okay.
But with notebooks and like lyric notebooks, totally pen.
Really? That's
Definitely.
interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
Why do you like
I just like how it
interesting?
feels when I write it.
Do you have a specific pen? Are you Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. Everyone's got a pen.
Yeah, I got a pen.
What type of pen?
Oh man, I don't even know.
But it's the same one every
Yeah,
time?
it's like a ballpoint.
Okay.
I don't even know what the brand is.
Bro, I feel like that's an underrated thing people don't really talk about is everyone has their own pen.
That's facts,
Everyone
bro.
has their own pen,
Yeah.
and you gotta have that pen or else it's not gonna be the same.
Yeah,
Like,
man. And like on the topic of notebooks and like
mm,
you said you had a notebook from 6 years before that you
yeah,
was looking at, bro. That's what I really love about music and art is because, you can make something and kind of be insecure about how it came out at the
mm,
time. But regardless of how you feel about it at the time, you can look back on it like
mm-hmm.
2 or 3 years later and it's just a picture of
Yes, it
where your
is.
mind was at.
That is exactly what it's a representation of a point in time and how you were feeling and what you were trying to express in that point in time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And whether it's music or visual art or whatever, and that's why I urge people to like release your shit.
hmm
Like release your shit. Maybe you're not the biggest fan of it right now, or like ideal like, but once it goes, the problem with people having like a vault, right, is you sit on a song for a year, you're gonna go back and listen and be like, oh, I would never drop it now, but I should have dropped it a year ago
hmm
because you're not gonna relate to it the same. When you make a song, it's like you said,
It's the moment.
it's that moment.
Yeah.
And so like even if you're not like this is the best song I've ever made, you should 100% release it because in a year from now you're gonna wish you released it a
Yeah.
year ago,
Yeah.
and then you're not gonna ever release it because you're like, oh, I'm doing other stuff now,
Yeah,
you know.
and then at that point, it's just kind of like something on the shelf.
Hmm.
There's just no function for it other than to
Yeah,
look back on it, which is
yeah.
cool. It's cool to
No,
look
no,
back on
absolutely.
stuff.
Like some people don't just make music for fun, don't release anything. That's totally fine too. But if you're like, trying to like release music and do stuff like that, I think it's kind of it's nice to see the process. Like when you release something and it's like not your best work, but then the next one's a little bit
A little
better, and then
better, yeah,
whatever, and people get to follow along with that development, which
yeah,
is really
yeah.
beautiful.
And people like seeing your growth.
Yeah, yeah.
People are in it to see you evolve as a person and as an artist.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, bro, 14 years old, XXX Tentacion died, bro. I was sobbing, bro. I was sobbing,
Bro, that
bro,
was
because I
yeah.
felt so connected to his journey
Mm-hmm.
and how he went from this, like, you know, I love how his hairstyles encapsulated
Yeah,
the
yeah,
different eras that he was in,
yeah,
right? And you know, he went from this like kind of like honestly pretty terrible person, like
yeah,
always fighting people, you know,
yeah.
he just wanted smoke with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm sure he wasn't a terrible person deep down, especially given the path that he was on.
Yeah.
But yeah, like he was in a bad place at that time. And you could tell through the development of his art and through the development of everything he posted, you know what I'm saying? That parasocial relationship. I was really able to come to appreciate him as a person and,
Mm.
you know, like kind of the effort that he put in
Yeah,
to get to where he was. And it just made me that much more connected to what he created,
I agree.
you
I
know?
think that's a great message for all artists out there is like, don't be afraid to be vulnerable, because if you keep at it, you're going to keep getting better. Even if it's not the best thing ever, it's going to keep getting better every time. Um,
And let me preach one more thing
yeah,
real
yeah,
quick.
please, please.
This is something I really deeply believe in, and it kind of helps me get through every single day. It's just the idea of momentum, you
Mm-hmm.
know? Like, I feel like even the smallest things, right? The difference between sitting in bed for 10 minutes on your phone before you get up or just getting up and meditating for those 10 minutes and, you know, kind of framing your mind in the right way.
Mm-hmm.
It's the little things that you do, the little successes that start to culminate and then give you more confidence to go on and do
Absolutely.
the big successes. And that applies very heavily to art and to music. You know what I'm saying? If you are making music, you should release it, you should continue making it, and you just need to keep the ball rolling because that's what's ultimately going to give you the confidence to
Mm-hmm.
reach those heights that you want to get to.
And that's like consistency,
Mm-hmm.
consistency. But even like all the best artists, all the best musicians do that. Like Eminem, for example. I don't know if you've seen this clip, and I don't exactly know where this is from, but apparently he writes like hundreds of bars a day, and he says he only uses maybe 2% of everything that he writes. But
Wow.
he like he keeps writing just to be in that workflow of being like
Mm-hmm.
I can write bars, and then when he needs something, when he actually needs to write a verse, then he's in the
It's there.
practice of it.
It's
It's
there.
like comes like second nature.
Yeah.
So I think that's a beautiful statement
Yeah,
for
man.
sure.
No,
I
it's
agree.
just, and I only say that because it really is like how I get through my day to day. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? Like I count those small successes,
Yeah.
and the little things that I appreciate about the day, and you know, it helps me do the big things.
And also every outs like in regards to how it relates to your music, being healthy, working out, eating right, sleeping right, that all
You see
is
that?
super important
You see that?
in terms of being able to make good art because people I think there's a big community of artists that feel like or I know a lot of people that like stay up crazy late hours, don't eat,
Mm-hmm.
don't like work out at all,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. And they're like, this is the only way like that I feel like this is how I make my best art, like at like 4 in the morning after not eating all day and like drinking and smoking a hella shit. You can get good stuff out of that. I'm not saying it's impossible to make good art that way. I think there's been a lot of cool stuff made in that way,
Absolutely.
but it's just as uh, easy and it's more healthy for you and for the art to treat yourself right
Yeah.
as well.
No,
Yeah,
totally. I totally agree,
yeah,
man. I'm personally a breakfast guy. I
same.
can't do anything
Agreed.
if I don't eat.
Yep.
Like I can't even like talk.
Yeah,
I'm not
gross.
trying to
Yeah,
do anything at
yeah,
all
yeah.
if I'm not like taking care of myself,
I'm
you know.
hip. I'm hip.
So yeah.
Okay, so we were producer Av,
Mm-hmm.
rapper Av.
Mm-hmm.
Now what? Now where are we at?
We're kind of back where we started at the beginning of the interview, which is
Vivid Visions.
creative entrepreneur community builder Av.
Okay, don't
You know
play
what
with
I'm
them.
saying? Don't play
Yeah,
with them.
type
Don't
shit.
play with them. Nah,
Yeah.
nah, nah. Chill. But those are like the big terms that I
Mhm.
would I would like to fulfill. You know, I
Mhm.
would like to live up to.
And are you trying to have this be your full-time gig or you
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah, man.
What's the so you're doing a plus one, right? Next
Mhm,
semester?
mhm.
And what is that for specifically?
So that's for public affairs.
Public affairs. And how does that relate to the whole
Yeah. So the reason I went for a public affairs degree and the reason I went for a political science undergraduate degree, right, is because I kind of tend to make decisions in my life based on how I feel in the moment. And
As you should.
and
That's
those
great.
those degrees both felt like they wouldn't trap me into a certain,
Mm.
job or
Mhm.
something, so a certain line of work that I have to do for the rest of my life.
Mhm.
Um, so, for me, it was just about make sure I get some degrees locked down so I can go on and apply them and use them to narrate my life in the future in a way that like I could be professionally successful.
Mm.
And there is a version of my life where maybe Vivid Vision doesn't completely work out, and maybe I go and do whatever job that like most directly applies to the degrees that I'm doing. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Um, like that would be unfortunate, but it's a possibility, which is
Yeah.
why I'm glad I have the degrees, right?
Mhm.
Um, but really, in terms of like that connecting with Vivid Vision, I think it's really just transferable skills like networking, um, and just kind of learning how to carry myself in different environments.
Mhm.
And I do tend to let loose a little bit in creative environments, of course, as everybody should,
Yeah, yeah.
because that's what it's all about. But as a representative of a brand, it's a little different, and
Yeah.
I have to be very thoughtful about how I portray myself and portray the brand.
Especially at like a public event.
Hmm.
Um, I think for whoever's organizing the event, it's very like that you do have this, you have the organizing job, but then you do have the job of being like a, you're representing this brand in a certain way with every interaction you
Hmm.
have.
Hmm.
Um, Same with like when I do my events as well. Like I'm not drinking, I'm not smoking until the end of the night.
Yep.
I like if something goes down, I have to be the responsible one. There has
Yeah.
to be somebody that's able to help out or deal with any situation that
Yeah.
comes up.
And I
So
know you've ran into times where you've had to walk in and be that responsible
for
person.
sure,
So,
for sure,
it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
absolutely.
And I know, I mean, not to knock like other organizers, I understand you want to have fun at your own event
Hmm.
too, but I do think it's important to maintain a certain level of like level-headedness
Yeah.
and um, because at the end of the day, it's all about the community, and you want everyone to feel welcome and feel like they have a person to come to if they have any problems or anything
Hmm.
like that. And so yeah, as like specifically in the event space, you guys are starting to do more events now as well.
Yeah.
What are your goals with those, and like what have the events looked like so far, and what are you hoping to go with them in the future?
So I'll start with what we've had so far.
Mm-hmm.
Our very first event was called Hidden Gems, and that was a collaboration with the Mass Songwriting and Production Club.
Mm-hmm.
We had that at the Drake downtown in
It looked
Elmhurst.
like a great time,
It
bro.
was
I wish I could have been
awesome.
there. Yeah.
Oh my God. I loved it. I had so much fun. And I had a few jobs during that event. I was going around taking pictures and videos and whatever on a couple different cameras. I was getting the live recording through the soundboard that was on my computer, so I was doing all that. I was doing interviews with the artists before and after their sets and whatnot, getting a bunch of content and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but to talk a little bit about the event itself, it was 5 artists that are part of our collective with a live band behind them.
Okay.
And I want to give a big shout out to my man Ezra, who really took it upon himself as the drummer of the band to coordinate everybody and to make sure that the artists, felt like they could jive with the band at all. You know what I'm saying? They got the
Mm-hmm.
dynamic right, and it sounded beautiful.
That's a hard thing to do,
Yeah.
especially if the band is because usually a band will have a vocalist or whatever. But if you're trying to coordinate with a solo artist that's never performed with an actual full band before, like I'm sure you guys probably had countless rehearsals and all
Oh
that
yeah.
stuff.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah. For
yeah,
months.
yeah.
For months and months and months.
Mm-hmm.
And bro, I'm gonna say it again. Like Ezra did that. Like Ezra coordinated that band. Ezra
Oh yeah.
coordinated the rehearsals. I was at some of the rehearsals. You know what I'm saying? I
Mm-hmm.
experienced the vibes, but
Yeah,
I wasn't the one rehearsing. I wasn't performing that night.
yeah.
So big shout out to Ezra. I love you. Um, yeah, and we had the Hidden Gems event, and since then we've not had another event. We have a party tomorrow that we're looking forward to, but it's not going to be as big in scale as
Mm.
Hidden Gems.
Mm.
That's going to be more of a house party vibe. We're going to have some DJ sets, some live artists,
Oh yeah.
little campfire area, you know,
A
kind of
little
like
vibe,
a
yeah.
little
Some
vibe, you
West
know,
Mass
kind of
vibe,
like at
yeah.
end of the year. Everybody hang out one last time, you know.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
really looking forward to it.
Oh yeah. And so, do you guys have any plans for next 2 semesters for events, or
Yeah,
what are
yeah.
you trying to do?
We absolutely do. So we have a few things in the works. We're looking to collaborate with I don't know if I don't know if I
You
should
don't
say it
have
out loud.
to. I
Yeah.
mean, this won't come out for a little while
Okay,
too, so I
okay.
don't like.
Yeah. I will say I do very much admire the Hampshire Woods space.
Mm,
And we've been in contact with them a little bit.
mm,
And there's some good people over there that run that, and they do everything that I want at a Vivid Vision event. You know, they sell merch, they sell food, they keep people hydrated, they make sure everybody's having a good time,
mm.
and they get numbers. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It's a great area.
I might have to cut this because I don't know how public they want that knowledge to be.
Absolutely.
But I totally agree with you.
Yeah,
They're
sorry, I
very
got
cool
really
space.
excited
No, no,
there.
no. I'm just thinking like I would hate for this to be the reason that they get shut down because they've
Yeah.
never actually gotten shut down
Yeah,
before.
yeah. They
and
are through the school though.
Is it really?
Yeah, they have school permission.
They do have school.
They
Oh,
do
so
have
like
school
we can
permission.
definitely keep it in then.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Hampshire Woods
Yeah,
people.
shouts out to
Yeah.
Hampshire Woods, bro.
No, that they do some cool shit.
Yeah.
I think the one reason that they probably don't get too much shit is that they at least to my knowledge, they've never really had like a loud sub or like that much of a loud PA.
Mhm.
So they do keep it like pretty. Like they still have music and it's still like loud, but
yeah.
it's not like traveling for
Yeah.
miles.
Yeah, the trees are also really
Yeah.
honestly great for muffling
Yeah.
sound.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, I'm looking forward to that.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, we have a few other collaborations, but
Sweet. All right, this is the time of the video where I tell you guys I love y'all, but also please subscribe to our Patreon and subscribe to our YouTube if you haven't already. At the very least, leave a like and a comment for the boy Av.
Hey guys, it's me, Av. You know, I've been thinking recently about how like I'm hungry, and I really like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
I want a peanut butter jelly sandwich.
If you subscribe to the Patreon, you know, throw some money there. Either subscribe to the Patreon or like throw me some jelly and some peanut butter and some bread. I like whole wheat. Whole wheat bread's cool. Scally bread's cool.
Shout out Scally
shout
bread,
out
bro.
Scally bread's awesome. And yeah, man, yeah, dude. I also like seafood. What else do I like? I like sushi. I like anyways.
All right, without further ado, back to the video. I've been doing this segment with past four people I've had conversations with. It's called Enough Said. Shout out Angel. He actually he's from New York, but he lives in Springfield now, and he made this.
He made it.
Yeah, and I met him,
cool.
and so I got this. It's just little icebreakers. You know, I
yeah.
mean, we know each other to a certain degree at this point. We've known each other for a little while, but they're good questions, and I feel like it's a good way for other people to learn a little bit about you. You know what I'm saying?
Man. I'm looking forward to it.
All right. This is in line with the peanut butter jelly sandwich.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. What is your go-to comfort food?
Oh, all right. Shout out peanut butter jelly sandwiches. First of all, I don't know if that's my go-to though. I'll probably say tonkatsu ramen. I love me some tonkatsu, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Oishi desu yo. I'm learning Japanese.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Japanese for yo.
Okay. Hey, yo. Hey, Japan, if you want to sponsor the kid.
Oh God.
Yeah.
What's
up? All right. Okay. I've had this one before, but it's a good question. What's the best piece of advice you've ever received?
My mind. This has been floating around my mind recently because somebody that I've been getting close to a lot very recently does a very good job of this, and I look up to them a lot for it. But it's just to carry yourself with empathy, you know, and to constantly be considering other people and how your actions affect other people. You know, I personally consider myself somebody who can be, you know, not impulsive, but I can kind of be like blunt when I say things sometimes, and I you know, it can come off a little bit not the way that I want it to come off.
Mm-hmm.
So just being conscious about that, and remembering that, you gotta control the energy that you put out.
For sure,
You
for
know?
sure. And like kind of with this question, like people, I think it's nice to be able to give people advice from your perspective of things, but to also understand that if you're trying to give someone advice, they're gonna take it if they want to take it, and if they're not going to if they don't want to. You know
Exactly.
what I mean? So
Exactly.
you can't force anything on
Yeah, you
anybody.
know.
It's a good answer. That's a great answer.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. What is a small gesture that makes you feel appreciated?
I like this. I like when people do that.
Bro, I have that picture of you from the last event that you performed at, of that shorty on the ground. She's literally on the ground like she's like actually like bro, so in it. Have you seen that picture?
Yeah, that's my home,
Bro,
bro.
is
That's
it?
the
All
homie,
right, hell yeah,
yeah.
hell yeah. That's love though. That's
Yeah,
real
I
real
felt that.
support.
Yo, go out in public today and just give someone a little heart, give them a little wave, give them a little
Mhm.
fist bump.
Yeah.
Bro, just press X to interact on these people. I'm telling you, people appreciate it. I'm telling you.
Press X to interact. It's crazy.
Oh,
Okay,
man.
all right. This is the last one we'll do.
Hell yeah.
Okay. No, I don't like that one.
Yeah, get that one out of
Yeah,
here.
that one's ass. Weak shit.
Angel,
Okay.
bro, why'd you write that one?
Oh, this is a good one. I haven't had this one yet.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Describe yourself in 3 words.
Ooh.
Yeah. You can take a second to think about it.
Wow. Wow. Those 3 words right there.
Wow.
That's not me. That's not me.
That's good.
I would say energetic. I think I'm an energetic person.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? I think when I'm like super happy, I'm like, you know me, I'm
Yeah.
always dancing, bro. I
Yeah.
literally dance around campus. I'm in my earbuds. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm doing like spins, whatever. So definitely energetic. Sarcastic. A little bit too much sometimes. I'm a very sarcastic person. Energetic, sarcastic, and what's like a non-corny way to say free spirited?
I knew you were gonna say free spirited, bro. I
No
literally
way.
in my mind I was like
No
free spirited.
way.
That I'm
Bro.
not even shitting.
Bro, yeah.
God, that's a great. I think those are great 3.
Yeah, thank you, bro.
Energetic, sarcastic, free spirited. That's beautiful. That's a great 3. It's a great 3 to have for sure.
Yo, if you want another 3 words, subscribe to the Patreon.
The whole rest of the video is just us plugging the Patreon. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, wait. Let me do one. For
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Let me
Please
do
go
one
ahead.
for
Go
you.
ahead.
Let's see. Angel didn't cook these up for no reason.
You're
bro.
right. You're right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna pick one from the middle. I don't really like that one.
No. Okay.
I don't really like that one.
Okay.
Oh, we gotta pick a good one.
That's fair.
We gotta pick a good one. Oh, okay. All right. What is one of your pet peeves?
Oh God. There's so many.
Think about all the things
there's
you
so
hate
many.
right now.
Yeah. Oh, you know. Okay. Actually, this is for sure my biggest pet peeve.
Okay.
100%. People that complain too much, bro.
Oh,
And
man.
I get it, bro. Life is tough. You know what I mean? Like you have bad days. I'm not saying never complain, but I'm saying appreciate what you have. Be grateful because you can't have the highs without the lows.
Straight up.
And like I know too many people that constantly complain about everything, and if you keep complaining about something that's negative in your life, it's not going to help it at all. It's going to make it worse.
You're feeding
feeding
energy.
that negative energy.
Yeah.
And so like I urge you, next time you're complaining about something, it's some small shit that doesn't even really matter either, you know what I mean? But you chose to be there for the most part. In most situations that I see people complain about, they're like, "Oh, like I hate this work that I'm doing, or like I hate school or whatever, this and that." Like you, at the end of the day, you can do anything you want. If you really are not happy doing this, choose something else. You know, like you have free will. You have the ability to change whatever you want to change about your life. And so if you're complaining about something to the point where it's really that bad, change it. And if you're complaining about something that you know you need to be doing anyway or you wanted to be doing in the first place, just change your attitude about it. Be a little more grateful, complain less.
Wow,
Yeah.
man, yo,
Yeah.
you're preaching. You're
That's
preaching.
dude, that's a big one for me because I know a lot of people that complain a lot,
Yeah.
and I'm just like I hear you, life's hard,
Yeah,
but
you gonna
you
have to
got
keep
it.
going.
You're gonna have to keep going,
Yeah,
100%.
yeah,
Yeah.
bro. Hey, bro, do they still call you the finder?
Yes, sir.
Bro,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
gotta find a religion, bro.
To find
You gotta start a religion
start a
with this
religion.
one, bro. You talking? I'm like,
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, what else?
I actually, yeah, no, I had a few friends actually like a year ago were like, you should write a book. And I've been thinking, I actually write, I have a journal, a daily journal that
Mhm.
I write one page in every day. And since doing that, I feel like my head has been so much more clear. I have a much better memory now too. I had a terrible memory.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah. I've struggled with that
yeah,
too.
yeah. But highly recommend to anybody out there and to you specifically. If you
Mhm.
don't do this, highly recommend it. It could be about anything. It could be just like what you did throughout the day. Sometimes it's just that. It's literally just me recounting my day. Sometimes I'm like, some big ass thing happened today, and that's all I'm thinking about all day. So I want to get it out,
Yeah.
and I can think through it. Um, and since doing that, I've been so much more appreciative of everything I've been doing. I've like had a much clearer direction in which I want to take things. I've had a more understanding of why I'm doing things and what I enjoy doing.
Mhm.
And yeah, I don't know. Have you had any experiences with
Oh,
journaling?
totally,
You
totally.
journal a little bit?
Yeah, yeah. My freshman year of college into sophomore year, I journaled every day,
Mhm.
every single day, because it's just a big transitional period in my life,
Yeah.
so I had to deal with that. And since then, it's really kind of just been the big events in my life that I've really had to think through.
Mhm.
So I write it down, and lyrics, of course.
For
But
sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
dude, journaling here, and to connect it back to your pet peeve, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Yo, complain to a journal.
Facts. Facts.
Don't complain to people who have their own problems going on.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? They
Empathy,
don't need
bro.
that. Yeah.
Bring it full circle.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Come on,
Come
yo, the
on now.
finder. I'm here with the finder. This is Avin the finder preaching straight from the Groove House, bro.
Tight shit from the groove.
Come
Yeah.
on, man.
I'm clipping that. I'm gonna
Yes,
use that.
sir.
That's I'm okay. I'm actually not even gonna say that. 'Cause, I'm gonna clip that. I'm gonna clip that
Hell
for
yeah.
sure. All right. On a different note of things, because
Mhm.
I want people to learn a little bit about you outside of the music and
Oh, hell yeah.
what you do. I had this question last interview I did as well. What's something that the average person that knows you or you've interacted with in the past 4 or 5 years wouldn't know about you that you do on like a day-to-day basis?
Oh, that's a really good question. Oh man. Oh man. I stare at the wall a lot.
Yeah.
Think. Um no, but to be serious, I need to think about that for a second, because
Mhm.
I feel like, not to be cliche, but I'm a pretty open book
Mhm.
in a lot of senses. Uh, Something that I do every day, man. Can I think about that for a
Yeah,
little
yeah,
bit?
go ahead.
Think
Yeah, yeah,
about
for
that.
sure, for sure.
Um, Man, bro,
Yeah.
what's something for you? What's something for you that you do every day that someone who's known you for a little while might not
Mm.
know? I need some inspo here.
Well, the journaling for sure. I just
Right.
mentioned that. But I would say,
Mm.
oh, that I have a terrible habit, bro. I I don't really watch TV, first of all. I don't watch TV. I don't really watch movies. I don't I don't really like I'm doing my best not to scroll either.
Yep.
Although I do have 9 Instagram accounts, and so it's like, I gotta be on there. So
9?
yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my god.
So that's one thing. But also I don't watch TV or anything, but almost every time I eat, I'm an iPad kid.
Oh hell yeah.
I'm an iPad kid.
Yo, nah, yo, that's
Yeah,
valid.
yeah.
That's valid.
And I never did it before COVID. COVID, I would I would go through like to a drive-through or whatever, put my phone up on my steering wheel and like eat my whip. And I used to never do that before, but now I just every meal almost like just by habit. I'll literally make my meal. I'll sit there. I'm like, wow, this looks so good. I'm so hungry, and then I'll still spend like 3 minutes trying to pick the right show or some shit before I start eating, which is not necessary at all.
No, but
No.
that's just how it is. I
Yeah.
feel the same way. I
Yeah.
watch a lot of YouTube videos when I eat. And for the lack of the answer that I gave before, I'll just talk about what I watch when I eat.
Okay,
instead,
yeah.
because there are a few very specific things that I watch when I eat. First of all, I am beyond obsessed with a soccer team, a professional soccer team.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They're called Arsenal FC.
I've never heard of.
They
I've
just
never
took
heard.
bro. You called me the other day. He called me the other day when they took like the biggest L of like all L's. Like
Damn.
they got
Yeah.
like the farthest they've ever gotten. Well, farthest they've gotten for a long time. For my time watching.
Yeah.
In
And
this
I
tournament.
called you. I was like, "¿Cómo está, papi?" And you were just like I was like, "Damn, I gotta read the room."
¿Cómo está, papi? ¿Qué tal? No, you dead ass did
Yeah,
say that
I
too.
was like, well, no, I said something more specific. I was like, ¿Qué estamos haciendo? Like whatever. I said something like mad long, very high energy, and you were just like, for like a minute, you were just like, "Oh no." Yeah.
Yo, I've compartmentalized that grief. I'm gonna deal with that later. You feel me? I'm gonna deal with that later.
Yeah.
So I watch a lot of Arsenal content when I'm eating.
Okay.
This past week it was a lot of how are they gonna win. Now it's gonna be a lot of how are they gonna prep for next season. Which I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
And I also really like poker. I like playing cards.
Fact, bro. I have a game. I play with the homies. But no, it's mad fun. We'll like watch like right now. Obviously, the Celtics are.
Yep.
Bro, we are selling bad right now.
Bro,
the last two games by 1 point, bro.
Yeah, I did. Okay, so I didn't see the game because I was busy. I heard they were up by 20.
Bro, game 1 and game 2 up by 20. Both times sold. So the first game went into OT, lost by 3. Second game, literally, we were up in the last quarter. We were up. They double scored us. The Knicks like hit scored 30 in the last quarter. We scored 17.
Bro.
And the Sox are selling too, bro. What's good with Boston sports
come
right
on,
now,
yo.
bro?
We're supposed to be.
I'm here for y'all.
Yeah.
I'm supporting every day, and y'all got to come through for us, bro. I mean, we're kind of spoiled. I'm not gonna lie. We won a lot of chips.
We won the chip literally last
year, but like we're good again. Like we got to keep it going. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Bro, I seen this one like thing on Instagram that was like Jason Tatum when you tell him to drive on 6'2" Jalen Brunson instead of shooting a step back 3.
Bro, you know who's the GOAT though?
Who?
Sure, Jason Tatum. Sure, great player. Jaylen Brown, great player.
Say it with me. 3, 2, 1.
Derek White. Oh, is Peyton Pritchard? I don't even know.
Pritchard's goated.
He is goated, but right now, Derek White has been murdering for us, bro. The first round of the playoffs, and Jason Tatum missed the second or third game. Derek White was going off, bro. And we won that game. Jason Tatum wasn't even in the game.
Bro, I love his bald ass, bro.
Yeah,
if you're watching this, Derek White, bro.
Shout out D White.
Yo, I love you. Never grow your hair back. You look handsome.
Yeah, I might shave my head just because of you. For real.
Oh gosh, should I? Should I do it?
Yeah, let's do it on the show right
Let's
now.
do it right now.
Not, but yeah. Shout out the C's. Shout out the Red Sox. Shout out Boston sports.
Facts. And shout out Arsenal.
Shout out, yo, my friend
my
friend who's my cousin was my cousin's best friend growing up. They're from Somerville, and he actually lives in Barcelona now, I think.
Oh.
And has a whole. It's called the Wingers Club, or like
like Winger.
Yeah. He has like a fan page completely dedicated to Arsenal.
No way, bro.
That's his full-time gig.
Bro. That's referencing Arsene Wenger. Bro, when I started watching Arsenal and I found out that the manager's first name was Arsene, his name's literally Arsene.
That's crazy.
Not right now, but like
No,
back
yeah,
in the day, and that shit,
yeah.
bro. His name was Arson. I was like, this is like
That's crazy.
the club. This is like this is like the most cool shit I've ever seen.
Did you
in my
play
life.
soccer growing up?
Yeah, I played soccer my whole life.
So Arsenal fan from the get-go?
Arsenal fan from the get-go. I got
Okay.
pictures I could show you right now of me in like 3rd grade with my Arsenal stuff on.
Nice. Fuck yeah.
Man, yeah,
Fuck
dude.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm super passionate about it, so you know.
Have you ever like sampled any like
Oh,
Arsenal audio or anything
no,
like that?
man, I actually haven't.
That's the next
That's
step.
yeah, that is
You
the
get
next step.
you could have the bass drum be like some like powerful kick or whatever. You could have Arson, like some vocal from Arson being
Yeah.
like estamos on whatever. I don't do they speak Spanish? I don't know what they
¿Qué estamos haciendo, papi?
Oh man.
No, that's a good idea though. I should
Yeah.
work something in.
Then you could get the collab, bro, the Arsenal collab. They could put you in the next promo video type
Hey,
shit.
hey, listen, guys. I'll be cooking. I'll keep y'all updated. I'll be in the Arsenal official Instagram DM. So make sure you checking up on that. All right.
Mhm. Okay, back to the music a little bit before we get fully done.
Mhm.
Do you have any projects you're working on currently that you're trying to release anytime soon? Or
Yeah. So to be completely honest with myself, I've
Mm,
kind of slowed down a little bit with the
Mhm.
rapping. You know, I got a lot going on between graduate school, VV, whatever.
That's
you
fair,
know.
yeah.
I'm doing a lot of engineering for others right now.
Okay.
To name a few names because y'all deserve to have your name on a video somewhere, bro. Nevaeh, voice of an angel. Lauren, voice of an angel. Asta, Ukrainian woman, one of the strongest people I know, voice of an angel. I'm working with those 3 on
Sweet.
some really cool stuff right now. So yeah, you know, I'm flexing that engineering muscle a little
Hell
bit.
yeah, hell yeah. I think that's just as cool as making your own music. I think at the end of the day, all the people that are working on a piece of music together, it doesn't matter who's the vocalist, who's the producer, who's the engineer, who's writing the lyrics or whatever. As long as you're all focused on making the best piece of art, like together, whoever's idea it was, doesn't matter. I think that's at the end of the day what makes the best music.
Absolutely.
Is if you have a group of people that are all invested in making the best it can be.
That's when you make the best stuff.
Absolutely. It's sometimes hard to do stuff completely on your own, especially if you're trying to make the beat yourself, trying to record, trying to write the lyrics, trying to mix and master all by yourself. It gets tiring, and that's when people like start not releasing stuff or like not getting to a final product where they feel like they can because they got to do it all themselves.
Yeah.
So I hats off to you.
Yeah, bro. Oh, please.
Don't look at my hair. I'm not as fucked.
Yo, put that those curls that I had up there and put them right back on there. Yep, there it is.
Yeah, for sure. All right, well, I'm excited to see what the future holds for you. I wish nothing but the best. And do you have any final words for the people or
yeah. Final words for the people. Drink water. And say hello to your loved ones today. Tell them that you love them. Me personally, my mom, my dad, my sister, my brothers, I have a very good relationship with my family, which I'm fortunate about.
That's beautiful.
And I'm going to call them right after I leave here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm holding myself accountable. You all should too. Okay?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Hey, thank you so much for having me, bro.
Much love, bro.
I really appreciate it.
Likewise.
Shout out
for
Groove
coming.
House. Shout out Gabe, the founder. Have the kid. Groove. BV. Movie. Chilling.
All right. Much love, y'all. Peace out.